detective looked dreamily into space, wondering what her next case would be. A few days later, she was asked to investigate another puzzling case, the secret of Carolyn Keene.
Oh, hello there. My name is Nancy Drew. My father has been assigned a court case involving Harriet Stratemeyer Adams, the author of the Nancy Drew series. However, there is rumor that she is not the original author. My father has asked me to find out about unknown author. Maybe I should go.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Mildred Augustine. See, I just got my first story published, and I'm only 14. Someday, I'm going to be a great writer. I was on my way home to show my parents. I hope they're there. They're gone a lot with father's work, so I have a lot of independence. And there isn't much to do in this small Iowa town. I wish I could play sports with the boys, but girls are discouraged from that. I fight that tooth and toenail. I feel that girls should be able to do the same things that boys do. Oh, there's Father's Model T. See you later, Miss.
Anyway, as I was saying, I think I should go see Edward Stratemeyer, owner of a syndicate that produces children's fiction like Nancy Drew. I know I'll go to the guy as a writer. That way, he may give me more information. Pardon me, Mr. Stratemeyer? My name is, Stella Strong. I'm interested in writing for your syndicate and would like to know more about it.
Well, I provide outlines for children's books and hire authors like you to write factual novels under a pseudonym. I approve and edit the stories, then send it to a publisher.
Could I write for other publishing companies while I work for you?
Of course, but when you sign a contract for a book, you may not disclose your pseudonym or tell anyone what books you have written for me.
Those outlines you mentioned, how specific are they, and would I have to follow them exactly?
Yes, to the letter. The outlines contain the basic storyline and specific character names. Some writers take the liberty to expand them, though. Well, take Mildred Wirt, for example. She was contracted to begin my newest series, The Nancy Drew Mysteries. Though she followed my outline, she greatly expanded on the character of Nancy. I was gravely disappointed, but the publishers love Miss Drew, and the series is making its debut today. But Nancy will never be well received by the public.
Why?
Well, I stress that she's not meant to be the typical heroine, leaving the dangerous men. And unlike most 16-year-olds today, Nancy is not honing her homemaking skills, but rather her sleuthing skills. But Mildred created her to be too flip and vivacious. Now my great new series will be a failure. So, are you interested in a writing position?
I will contact you if I'm interested. Thank you for your time. I did it! I found her name. Mildred Wirt. Let's see. Born as Mildred Augustine. That's the girl who ran into me. She did become a great writer. Okay, so she was born July 10th, 1905 in Ledora, Iowa. In 1927, she became the first person to graduate with a master's from the Iowa School of Journalism. And 2 years later, she was contracted to write the first 3 Nancy Drews. But what about that other author? Harriet Stratemeyer Adams. Stratemeyer? I bet Edward and Harriet are related. I think this calls for some more sleuthing. Harriet Adams? I thought this was Edward's office. Edward Stratemeyer, age 77, died May 10th, 12 days after the Nancy Drew series was launched. I bet this Harriet took over the business for him. Nancy Drew series an instant success. 1,000 copies sold. First year alone. And what's this? Dear sister, I put Mr. Craig on the Nancy Drew series, and Miss Wirt won't take a wage cut. What? Mildred fired? But this series is... hello, ma'am. My name is, Diana there. You must be Miss Harriet Adams?
Yes, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm here to inquire about one of your writers, Mildred Wirt. I hear she's not working for you anymore. May I speak to the owner of this syndicate?
I am one of the owners. My sister Edna and I took over the business after Father died. And as for Mildred, we replaced her a few months ago. But the 3 manuscripts Mr. Craig wrote took too long to revise. On our request, Mildred took up this series again. Her books are selling better than ever, carrying us through this great depression.
Well, thank you for your information. You've been very helpful. Wow! So the Nancy Drew series was a huge success. But why exactly
becoming their role model.
Did you create her that way intentionally, Miss Wirt?
Well, I guess it is a total secret that I am the original author. Most people think Carrie Adams wrote the whole series, though she only continued them after I left. But to answer your question, yes, I did. Several people have even said that Nancy inspired them to be who they are today.
Like Barbara Walters and Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Many even see Nancy as a feminist icon.
But I didn't align her with the feminist movement at all. Like me, she was just a person who believed in her own freedom.
Although not intentionally, you impacted girls' way of thinking, inspiring your readers to break away from traditional women's roles. Some who read your book grew up to be the women in the workforce today.
You're right, and I'd love to stay and talk, but I must go back to my work.
Can't wait to show Dad all I found about Mildred. I'll go over my notes one more time to make sure I have them right. I got it. I know just how I'm going to write my paper now. And Harriet Adams continued writing the series after Mildred wrote her 23rd and final Nancy Drew book in 1953. Mildred remained a reporter for an Ohio newspaper where she met her second husband, George Benson. In 1980, Mildred testified in a court case involving Harriet Stratemeyer Adams, where the original author of Nancy Drew was made public. She died May 29, 2002, at age 96, leaving behind a legacy of change in the lives of many women.
Great job on your paper, hon. I like how you took the angle of Nancy Drew solving a mystery to find the true author of the series.
But Grandma, I wonder, would Mom be here at home instead of at work if the Nancy Drew series had never been written?
That's a good question. Who knows what women's roles it would be like if there had not been role models like Nancy for them to emulate. Look at all the opportunities women have today. Now women are held equal with men in most aspects of society. Think of how you benefit